You literally cannot make this stuff up. Check this out, guys. So GameStop all of a sudden began to take off from lows of $20. It hit highs of $22.72. If we use the little trend line tool that they offer on Webull, you can see that it offers about a 13% return from lows to high. Now, a very quick question. Well, what changed? What curated all of this demand? Super simple. So again, another form of marketing from Robert F. Kennedy Jr. So two main benefits that come from this. First, it brings awareness that, oh my God, this public figure that's running for president invested $24,000 into GameStop in an attempt to secure ape vote, right? I mean, that's all it is. It's just trying to convince people hey, I'm for you. I'm going to invest $24,000. $24,000 is nothing to Robert F. Kennedy. $24,000 is absolutely nothing when it comes down to the market cap for GameStop. It's a $6.77 billion company. I mean, when it comes down to trading this, I use 10 times that capital, and guess what? Nothing happens. It doesn't influence the stock price even when I sell it, right? Because it's a very active stock, especially right now. But because, again, it's called kind of like the lighthouse effect, because you have this public figure and he says, okay, I'm investing $24,000, which again, that he secured from suing this business that poisoned our soil and causing cancer. He said, I'm going to invest those $24,000 to GameStop with a fight against, Wall Street, sticking it to the big guy. You think he really cares about those $24,000? No, it's just a marketing scheme. That's the way that I see it. It's really just to try to convince, meme traders or ape traders, whatever it is that you guys want to call yourselves, that, hey, next time that you are potentially going to vote for someone, if it's Biden, if it's Trump, if it's, Robert F. Kennedy Jr., that that he had your back, maybe that you can have his. If you think about it on his side, it's quite smart. Also, it brings a lot of demand within a short period of time. I don't imagine that he sold, but $24,000, again, just approaching it with a very open mind is absolutely nothing to the stock, and it's absolutely nothing to him. Now, the thing that I do want to talk about is $24,000 might not be the worst idea, especially because it's already lost about 70% of its value from its highs of $80 per share. It looks like it's trying to test for its potential support. I talked about it in today's earlier video. I talked about it yesterday, that as long as this thing doesn't continue to sell off and form lower lows and lower highs, just like AMC. AMC has a very similar setup, a lot of consolidation going on here. That does not mean, let me make this very, very clear. Consolidation does not mean that it's going to skyrocket. I know what my thumbnails say. I know what my titles say. But guess what? I always, in every single video, explain myself. Yes, it is showing signs of a support. It has recently pulled back about 70%. So yes, there is big upside potential if and only if it actually breaks out and begins to indicate signs of an uptrend. And that's all I've ever said. I'm waiting for that breakout. If this thing does not break out, I do not care to trade it, right? And I've said this from the very beginning. I am not part of your movement. I'm not going to bag hold this company. I'm not going to hold it for the movement to stick it to the big guy. I'm a day trader. And I will short this if it breaks support, and I will short this as it returns back to $2 per share. Or if it begins to break out, I would love to go long on it as a day trade and then lock in profits by the end of the day, or when that price action no longer shows any signs of growth. This is a super risky stock. Let me make that very clear. Just like GME, with great opportunity comes great responsibility, which is why I've always talked about using a risk to reward ratio calculator to plan out your entry, your exit, where you plan to cut losses, so you can see your risk to reward ratio, and then also see how much potentially you can make and how much potentially you can lose, to figure out your entire trade plan before you actually take the trade. Because guess what? A lot of beginners don't do that. I'm not here calling you out. I'm just looking out for you, because a lot of the people that are part of Reddit, all these meme traders, are going to try to convince you that you should be trading based off of hope. Stick it to the big guy for the movement. Guess what? Well, what happens if you lose 50% of your account? Are they going to cover your losses? No. This is the stock market. We're here for one thing, and that is to make money. And if you're here for anything else, then I wish you nothing but the best, because you probably won't last long here, right? It doesn't mean that AMC and GME can't break out. It can skyrocket, but there's no confirmation of that just yet. Don't get emotional. It's not personal. You don't own this company, neither do I. We're all here for the same reason, and it's to make money. So stay calculated, plan out your trade. And if you want that, just shoot me a direct message via Instagram, risk calculator, and I'll go ahead and I'll send it right to your inbox. And also remember, NVIDIA and FOMC minutes report is going to be released tomorrow. FOMC minutes report at 2 p.m. Eastern time tomorrow, and then NVIDIA reporting earnings after the market closes tomorrow. I plan to go live. So again, if you want to subscribe, I would love to have you as we can watch the market together, reacting to both the FOMC minutes and the NVIDIA earnings, because again, NVIDIA has a $2.33 trillion market cap and it's a very influential stock to the overall market. So would be more than happy to have you there, especially if you're trying to learn more than just AMC and GME. I like covering AMC. I like covering GME because again, I know it brings a lot of excitement, it brings a lot of eyes, and it brings a lot of beginners. But I want to remind you that again, AMC and GME are short-lived pump and dumps. That's the way that I see them, and that's the way that I approach them. It's nothing personal. It's just I've seen them back in 2021, and I was one of the only people that was warning beginners when things were very overbought that, hey, this thing could crash. And that's why a handful of our traders did their part to lock in profits so they don't get caught bag holding that stock all the way back to $5 per share. So wish you nothing but the best. But again, if you want to be kept up to date, drop a thumbs up, subscribe to the channel, and I'll see you tomorrow for our live session. And if you want to tune on in, it's the second link in the description down below if you want to watch me trade live as soon as the market opens. We'll see you guys on the next one. Take care, team.